had some mold, and the one that was ignored had gobs of it.
Really?
Yes. So any kind of attention is better than no attention at all. And didn't we always know that?
Sure, yeah.
Yes. It's so all these energy experiments are being done now, and it just proves what we intrinsically know and have always known.
Yeah.
It amazes me.
Yeah. Why haven't we done this sooner? 'Cause
it wasn't time.
It wasn't
Although
time.
there were people doing it.
Yeah. Well, for me, having been depressed, why didn't I come out of my depression a lot sooner? Why do I even have depression? Because having been depressed, not being depressed is so much more valuable.
Contrast, right.
Yeah, but you have the contrast.
Right.
You know, if I was never depressed, it'd be no big deal to not be depressed.
Right. And that's the same with everything. That's why when you go through something terrible, when you come out the other side, I always say you have to give purpose to your pain so that you never know who you're going to meet that went through that. That you can then help because you went through it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And how could you help if you saying I'm depressed, I need help, you would not understand that at all had you not ever been depressed.
Yeah, it's just like,
snap out of it.
Snap out of it, yeah. It's just what do you got to be depressed about? Yeah.
Right.
There is.
Which is something a mother would say.
Well,
you don't have anything to be depressed about.
And there is that biology, the brain creating the neuropeptides to create that emotion of depression or whatever it is. But it can be turned around. The positive comes along, can change things much more rapidly than negative things.
Right. Have you ever been around two people that are negative and they feed off of each other?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, that is so horrible.
It really is. Yeah.
I always feel like I need to take a shower after. I feel really like I'm in a stinky house. I was a realtor for a long time, and you get that. That's exactly what it feels like. It feels real oppressive.
Yeah.
And
it is, because it is.
And you try to I used to try to say things, and then I thought, and they'd look at me like I was from another planet.
Yep.
Well, look at the bright side. There is no bright side in their brain.
No.
There is no bright side.
Yeah, misery loves company.
Yes.
But so does joy.
Yes. And the company that you find in joy is much better than the company you find in misery.
Much more synergistic.
Yes. And if you look back in your life when you were depressed and then when you weren't, look at the people that were in your life at those times that came. It's very fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
It's what Abraham says. It's what all the people that we were talking about, Bruce Lipton, Joe Dispenza, and Greg Braden, all of them say the same thing. Wayne Dyer said the same thing.
Yeah.
Louise A., Marianne Williamson, for not just modern day contemporaries, but forever. That's the Bible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of negative stuff happening in there, too, I guess. We were Catholic. We didn't.
We weren't allowed to read the Bible. We were allowed to read what they gave us in our missals on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you had those missiles to worry about, and then the ones in Russia to worry about.
Right, in the 60s. Hide under your desk. Yeah. Did you used to do that?
Duck and cover.
Yes.
Here comes the end of the planet.
It's time to go stand in the basement against the walls.
Yes. Oh, wait, that's for a tornado.
We had to do it for the duck and cover, too.
Yeah.
They would have, I forget what they called it. A siren would go off, and we had to go in the basement. Yeah. Terrible. Gosh. Terrible, terrible things.
It's a lot funnier now than it was.
It is. It wasn't very funny then. And it was just part of life.
Yeah.
I never thought of what would really happen. I mean, really, if there were missiles coming over, the basement's not going to save
No, nothing's going to. Nothing would have saved us. The atmosphere would have been on fire.
Right. But it was a good try.
Yeah.
It was positive thinking. The nuns were thinking positive.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were all that bad stuff going on, and then the Beatles and Bob Dylan and people like that came in with their messages, and everybody starts going, yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ways we could look at this.
Yes.
These situations, and wait for the older generations to die off.
Right. But now we are the older generation, and sometimes I feel like we didn't change as much as we wanted to.
The old souls are doing that now.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the really cool thing that I believe. When we come back, we're not going to have to relearn everything.
Oh, thank
We're
God.
going to remember things like
I
how
often
dogs
hope
know, where the food is when they're born, puppies and stuff, and the intuition, I believe we're going to have that. We're going to go look at the stove and says, nope, I'm not touching that. That kind of thing.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll know where pain comes from and run the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And just share. Well, and they say that about the children now that are being born right now are crystal children. And they're supposed to be the light givers, the light.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very interesting. So you've been an interesting guest.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So, again, tell people your name and what you do and where to get a hold of you.
My name is JON POTRYKUS. I'm a nationally board certified acupuncturist. I have an office in Saginaw, 3160 Christie Way, Suite 6. And the phone number is 989-450-8800. And please leave a message. And I'd work with the FSM and the acupuncture and other energy balancing things. And I'm a musician also. I play with cornpone. And I play cello and violin with Jen Cass and the Lucky Nows. And pick up gigs all over the place. I'm so blessed to be 65 and still gigging like they am. It's just, and I keep getting better. It's just amazing. Like this little tiny violin neck, I'm going up the neck and just actually hitting the notes that I'm thinking about.
Oh, nice.
Like when you first start, it's just like...
I'll never hit that. No.
Yeah, it's just really... it just feels so good to do that.
Well, very good. That's very good. You're a cool guy. So thank you for coming in and talking with us today.
Yeah.
That was very fascinating.
It was a nice walk over here.
Oh, good. I hope that you come back again because that was a good discussion.
Sure.
And once we get off the air, I'm going to tell you about all the stuff that we do here, too, because I think you'll like it.
Good.
So that's it for Diva Dialogue, and thank you, John, for being with us today. And I hope that we made you think a little bit because that's my job. That's what I pride myself in doing is to just maybe give you something to explore. And because if you change the way you if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Wayne Dyer said that. And that's what we're all about. We're about giving you that little tweak maybe to investigate, or something might resonate with you that you never heard before, and so explore it and
different perspective.
Open your mind, right? Different perspective. That's what W4 Divas is here to do, and to let you know that you're never alone because we're all talking, we're always here. So come on down and see us at 515 Adams Street, and make sure that you go see John. That phone number one more time. 989-450-8800. And thanks for being here today. Tell your friends and check us out, all the other shows. And thanks for listening to Diva Dialogue. Love ya.
Diva Dialogue is brought to you by MindBodyAndSpirit.com and StrengthFromWithin.training. Deborah St.Hilaire is available for personal and group coaching, speaking engagements, and in-house events. Follow her on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week. Remember, make every day a Diva Day.